intro. I don't know who they were cheering for. You and me. I don't like. How y'all doing?
They were cheering for you.
That's what Dallas did to me. They put Dirk in at the same time my last year, so we don't know who they was cheering for. What's up, y'all?
Well, welcome. Welcome to the trophy room. This episode is brought to you by AT&T Connectivity you depend on, backed by the AT&T guarantee. But let's get into the trophy room. Let me tell you the rules real quick. So the rules of the trophy room are that you have to have at least one trophy that I have in my trophy case. So it's all
easy.
about
Easy.
It's easy. Okay. Well, we're gonna read off your accolades. We got 3-time NBA champion. We got NBA Finals MVP. Dang, 13-time NBA All-Star. NBA All-Star Game MVP. 2-time gold medalist. I was there for both of those. Kind of dope. And also People Magazine list of most beautiful people. We share that. Come on, we share that. We share that. All right. This is our first male athlete on the trophy room.
Talk to me. Talk to me.
I mean, he should be. He's our first male athlete on the trophy room. This is Dwyane Wade.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome. All right, so number 3 is close to my heart. It's my jersey number. And I have a special. It's your jersey number too. So, see the jersey in the front, I appreciate it. But I had to rock the Robbins, Illinois native Miami Heat jersey.
Look, that color looks good on you.
It's nice, right?
Yeah, it really brings out the highlights in your cheekbones.
You were wondering why I decided to go with the red shoes. But anyway, 3 different teams, big 3, food, wine, sports. I've got 3 kids, so 3 holds a very special place in my heart. And I've got 3 things that I would like to ask you about.
Okay.
All right, so you are a big golfer. You're a big golfer.
I'm out there.
You are a big golfer. I witnessed you swinging in the studio, just air swinging.
Yeah.
So hitting a game winner or your viral hole-in-one.
What kind of game? What are we talking about? We talking about a regular game winner in Sacramento on a Tuesday, or?
Oh, we just dropping.
Like what kind of game?
We just dropping.
What kind of game winner are we talking about? We talking about jump on the score table
what's
game winner?
What's a better feeling?
It was like the same feeling. Like hitting that hole in one at Pebble was like, I feel like I just won a championship with the game winner.
You ran around like you did.
I'm gonna go with hole in one.
Okay.
Because it's not what I
mean, listen,
do.
I tried to recreate your jump on the scores table. I think all of us did. Kobe, Michael, you think of that, and I did that in Chicago. So I'll give you that. If it's a regular game winner, then no.
Right. That's
but
what I'm
like
saying.
a playoff game winner.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you that. Fashion is a huge part of who you are, and you've been a part of pioneering the movement. Men wearing capris. Can you give us a little bit of the men wearing capris story? I heard a brief story about it, but I couldn't believe it. We needed to bring it back.
Well, that's one of the things that I'm so proud of, that I'm a part of men wearing capris. I'm so proud of that. It was not on purpose. I was back in Chicago. You know, when we go back to our hometown, we like to dress a certain way. We got to look a certain way. So I had like this Gucci suit that I was like, yeah, this one I'm gonna hit him with. Yeah, look Gucci.
Okay.
You know, look like Gucci.
All right.
I was like, yeah, I'm about to hit him with this one. This the one. And then it came to the crib. I was about to get dressed, and them joints was like this big. And I was like, what do I do? Do I walk in with a sweatsuit, a tech suit, or do I still rock this suit?
And you just did it.
And I was just like, you know what? I got the confidence, so I'm about to rock it.
Was this or after the most beautiful people?
Oh, this is way after. I got that long time. I got that long time ago.
So it was the swag from that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got the most beautiful people on like 27 years ago.
Okay.
But I knew the game was on TNT, and I knew that the guys in the studio was about to have a field day, and I'm into the jokes. Like, I don't mind jokes, and so I was like, you know what? Let me give them something else to talk about as well. And so yeah, I walked in with my capris on. Make sure my ankles weren't
Proud,
ashy.
loud and proud.
Proud. Make sure
Loud and
I hit
proud.
them ankles. I was good.
Okay, real quick. I know this is adding to the 3 that I was supposed to do, but this is kind of like a B of that. Your no shirt, because I mean, you never have. Nope. Keep it on. Keep your shirt on. Keep the buttons closed. But what is it with you just taking your shirt off? Like you just, because I was at your party last year. Me and Lefka were like, where is D Wade? Oh, the dude in the middle of the dance floor with no shirt. So where you just one day
I was
were
born
like,
with no shirt on.
okay, that's what we're gonna go with.
I feel freer when I ain't got no shirt on. You know what I mean? Thank you.
We're gonna
You see me?
do not egg him on.
What?
Does not need any more.
I feel free with no shirt on. You know what I mean? Like right now, I'll be more comfortable if I ain't had no.
Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. Okay. We want AT&T to stay our sponsor. Okay. Your nickname is the Flash, given to you by the Big Diesel,
Yeah,
Shaq
big fella.
himself.
Yes.
So I want you to just first thing that comes to your mind, nickname somebody. Obviously LeBron's King James, but do you have another nickname for him?
What do you mean? For who?
For LeBron.
6.
Okay, 6. What about Shaq instead of Diesel or Superman or?
I just call him big fella.
Okay, big fella. What about Chris Bosh?
CB.
Okay, that was. I think we need to get better with that one. Jimmy Butler.
21 Savage.
Candace Parker.
The coldest. The GOAT. My GOAT. My little sister. All the things.
All that.
All
All
right. When
right.
you want to text me back, though, I get it in my feelings.
Get at. This dude is up here acting different. This is wild. Okay. I want to get into your Heat culture because we always hear about the Miami Heat. And I want to get into that Miami Heat journey because it was a really unique one. Coming into 2003, you were drafted to the Heat organization.
Mm-hmm.
During that draft, I know how I would do it. If I were to draft that draft, because I was actually surprised that you fell to Miami.
Talk to me.
If I were to redraft, and mind you, for those that know, LeBron, Melo, Bosh, Wade, all in the same draft, all lottery, Darko Milicic, but we'll leave that alone.
Because he can fight. Darko fighting now. We leave that alone. He kickboxing and
He
stuff.
is fighting. I would have put you at number 2 to Detroit. How do you think that journey would have looked different for you?
Well, I would. My career would have probably started a little later. They had a lot of veterans on that team. A team that was ready made for a championship. When did they win the championship? I think they won the championship our rookie year.
04.
Yeah, they won the championship our rookie year. So I would have had to wait. I think the thing about Miami is we sucked when I got there. So it was like, hey, get this young kid the ball. So, but I would have learned a lot, probably more about the NBA game and like what to do off the court, what to do when it comes to taking care of my body, all these things, being around Chauncey and Rip and, you know, the guys they had there. So different paths, but I think it all would have ended the same way.
Do you think your style would have been the same, not being in Miami versus being in Detroit?
Yeah, no.
It would have
I
been
play
the
like
same?
I'm from the Chi.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Just wondering.
I'm to the rack.
Well, something happened in 2004 that shocked the NBA, much like a trade that recently occurred that shocked the world. Shaquille O'Neal was leaving the Lakers and was traded to Miami, and he specifically said he wanted to play with you. What did that feel like to be a young player, to have perennial all-star, one of the all-time greats that wants to play with you?
Mm-hmm.
How was that? What emotions did you go through? And also, like, the balance of, hey, this has been my team. How do we fit together?
Well, pressure. That's what came with Shaq. Because big fella was, he was obviously dominant for so many years. I think they had just came off of multiple final appearances in LA and
championships.
They had
just lost to Detroit Pistons the year before to not have a fourth-peat.
Boom. So now he gets traded to Miami. Well, you know he mad. You obviously, right? It's been some beef, right? We heard about the beef. So, but he comes there and I'm like, I'm coming off my first year, just happy to be in the NBA. My jersey's not even in the malls yet. Like, no one knows me like that.
They didn't have this in the...
They didn't have that in the malls in Miami.
That's crazy.
I used to go all the time, I know. So I felt a little pressure right away, right? Because, I was playing with one of the most dominant players ever played, and I've never played with a player like that. I love my college teammates, but no one was Shaq.
Nope.
And so that was the first initial reaction. But then after that, I turned pressure into opportunity. I was like, man, this is what I've been waiting for. This is actually what I've been screaming to everybody, let them know that I'm actually good. Y'all just ain't seen me. And I was like, oh, they're about to see now. And so I turned that into like, this is an unbelievable opportunity. And Shaq, to his credit, he was amazing with me. Right away, he just kind of calmed me. He was like, I'm going to help you become one of the greatest players ever play. And when someone like that sees that in you, oh, your chest is poked out. I'm like, oh, so you think I'm good? Yeah, you just came from Kobe and Penny, and like, I know your rap sheet. And so he put so much confidence in me early that I was just like, all right, well, let's go do this. This is my opportunity.
So with that being said, you go on and lead your team to a championship with Big Fella, of course, but you're the star in that. Being young, it was what, 3 years?
Yeah, I was 24. Yeah, my third
3
year.
years after being drafted
Hasn't
to
been done
Miami,
since.
you win a championship. What was that like? Because when you first got to the organization, obviously you said it. You guys sucked.
Yeah.
So
21 team.
that was quick in terms of your turnaround, but also for you to be at the lead at such a young age and only 3 years experience in the league.
Yeah, you know what? It was actually the easiest thing for me to do. I had a lot of play with Gary Payton, played with Antoine Walker. I played with James Posey, White Chocolate. Like Pat made a 13-player trade the year after we just lost in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Thought he was crazy, but he brought in veterans. He brought in people that can come. I was good, but there's a lot of things I didn't know about the game of basketball, the NBA game, and a lot of that was covered up by these individuals. And so my job was to be the young bull, like be what nobody else can be. And they just it was just so much pressure taken away from me, because when GP come in, he checking other team's best player, Posey's guarding other team best player, so me and UD being young guys, we just had to do what we do. And when you just got to go do what you do and you ain't got to think about it, now it's easy. And so Shaq, he was still getting double teams. So I wasn't really double team. I had like a lot of single coverage, and I just went to work. Simple as that.
That simple.
Give me the ball.
It was that simple.
They was like, yo, young fella, it's your team. Like, we gonna go as you take us. And I was like, all right, well, that's what I've been waiting on. And I got Alonzo, like, look at my team. I got Alonzo Mourning. I got a squad to go out here and try to win a championship.
Yeah, but you're downplaying the trust, because as vets, sometimes you don't trust young players.
Oh, definitely.
And I'll say this, and this was the difference in Luka coming in the league. And I remember sitting in the studio with you saying there's a different aura that a young player has when the vets trust that young player. And I think you were amongst that in having veterans that trusted the ball in your hands and your decision making. Before we go on to your next championship with the Heat, can you talk about that spin move that you do that I've been trying to recreate this in the studio. I'm like, help me break this down. We got Chris Johnson, trainer, here. He knows in mini workouts. I'm like, okay, teach me the D Wade footwork for the spin, because it didn't matter. You guessed wrong if you were a defender. There were so many times that I would tell my brother, listen, D Wade is going to spin, okay? He's gonna do it. And then I would see him on SportsCenter that night on Top 10. D-Wade would spin and dunk on somebody. So anyway, I just want to know where that came from.
Well, one of my coldest spins was definitely on your brother.
It was.
Yeah.
It's still in the family group chat. Still on the anniversary.
It just really came from understanding. I mean, a defender cuts you off. So I was very fast. I was strong. I had all those tools, and so defender trying to keep up with me, being fast and being strong and getting a step. My first step was really fast.
That's why you Flash.
Yeah, that's why they call me
Makes
Flash.
sense.
And so knowing that you got to work so hard to catch up to me, and I had great breaks at the same time. And so I knew that once I got a step on you and you were rushing to get back in front, now I got you. Now I got you in this mixer. And so I'm really just playing with you because actually I'll beat you already. But let me go with my MJ bag. Let me go with my Kobe bag. Let me get you on my back. And so I knew that the defender maybe can cut me off, but he can't cut me off and get to this move and get to that move. He can't do it all. And so, my job was to make sure that I put so much pressure on you to think I'm getting past you just to use your momentum and go the other way. And so I know what I'm doing, you don't know. And so your job is to go and stop. My job is to go stop and spin. So I already knew that. And so I had so much fun doing it. And I will read the body. And so as I'm spinning, I'm seeing where your body is. If you're still over here, that fade over there open. If you're trying to rush back to get that way, I'm gonna hit back and go back to the baseline. And so just body movement was really important in my game. I don't think a lot of people understand. I watch body movement a lot, and that's how I made my counters.
Okay, we're gonna get in the gym later and discuss it. I need to know.
I know my 11-year-old son be looking at me when I be talking like this, like, what are you talking about?
Listen, when you get in there, he acts like it's just so simple and so easy. Like, you got it. Like, don't hype me up. I don't have it. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know the footwork to that. But let's get to the big three era. Okay, and most of these questions, I know you so well that I know some of these answers. But this question, I don't know the answer to. And if any of you all do, please shout me out. But when LeBron did his decision, okay, I remember watching earlier in the day, yourself and Chris Bosh, basically you were re-signing. Chris Bosh announced he was signing with the Heat. Did you know LeBron was?
Yes.
Okay, but I need the story because you were like a clear actor in that. You were like doing all that. So I'm like, this dude knows that LeBron is coming to the Heat. So I need to know what went into that. How did this come together?
Well, that's a long
okay, well,
story.
give me the short. Give me the short.
When I knew, and then I'm gonna tell you why I was acting. But I'm gonna tell you why. So I knew on July 4th, after we went through free agency and our private meetings and all the things that we had to do to make sure that we all was on the same page. July 4th, we all got on the phone and we all decided that, all right, we gonna do this. Signing day at that time, the first day you could sign was July 7th. So Chris and I signed July 7th, and LeBron is going to sign July 8th. So I know this. But while I was a little shook because LeBron stopped answering his phone after July 4th, didn't hear from the man. So, reaching out to him, making sure we still good, because I know that this is a very
so
tough
you double
decision.
text? Did you triple text?
Bro, I was doing all. I ain't want to do too much. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, hey, we still good? So me and Chris was like, all right, we just gonna go ahead and we gonna play together. Even if Brian don't come, we like this two-man thing. And so I didn't know if he was gonna say he was bringing his talent. He said, I'm taking my talents to South Beach. We don't even play in South Beach. So I didn't know. It took me a minute when he said that. I was like, where he going? So Brian, he got quiet for about 4 days. I was a little nervous. I can even hold you.
So how early did you all start thinking about coming together to play? Because I was at the Olympics when there were rumblings, and I was there.
Stop it.
I was there at the Olympics in 2008 when, in 2012 and all of that when, in 2008, Kobe kept planting seeds because, OKC was going through their growth. And so Kobe was like, you don't want to play with, Kobe being the antagonist, planting seeds with, James Harden and Russ trying to get the competitive advantage. So I was at the Olympics and I saw like you all hang out and, we played cards and all that stuff and the conversations of what if. When did it start to really be like seriously a thought?
I don't remember the exact time, but it wasn't in 2008. It wasn't even, it was the summer. It
2012, come on now.
No, we played it. We signed together in 2010.
I'm tripping.
So 2008
would have been, yes.
No.
2008, it would have been.
We didn't do it then.
Okay.
Everybody keeps saying we did. We did not have this conversation in 2008.
Okay.
Why you don't want to believe me?
No, I think it's almost like we passed the time that the NBA can fine us. So you can talk about, this is a safe space.
No, I'm telling you.
You can talk about it.
I'm telling you my truth. Look, I feel like I'm talking to my wife right now. Okay. I'm telling you my truth, babe. This is my truth.
Okay, I'll believe you.
We
I
didn't.
got you.
But the conversation, the first time it happened that it became like a real conversation, I remember getting a call from Hank. I was in Chicago. I had a house downtown Chicago, and Hank was like, "Hey, come to the office." And this was around the time where we were getting ready for free agency in a sense, a little bit before. And he was like, "Hey, LeBron and Leon Rose was LeBron's agent at the time. Hey, we want to get on the call. We want to talk about something." And so we all got on the call, and actually the conversation, Bron brought the conversation up to me and Hank on the phone. And I was like, "You play with me, bro?" Like, I never thought me and Bron would play together. Like, we love playing in the All-Stars and Olympics, but not the regular season. Like, that's my favorite person, him and Kobe, to play against. I'm not thinking I'm going to play with the guy. And he was like, "Yo, what's up?" And I was like, "Well, what's up?" And we started dating.
Then the rest is history.
And the rest is history.
That's what happens. And you all went on to win championships together. You know, what is it like to play on the floor with someone like you just said, like you just described, that's your favorite person to play against, but also you guys created so much magic in the Olympics when you all played together. And I saw the joy that you all had. So what was it like to win championships with someone you were drafted with in the same class with Chris and Bron?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Craziness.
I don't know how they let that happen.
I don't understand. That's wild. But how was it winning championships with Bron and with Chris Bosh?
You know, I think if I could put it like in my life now, is all I want to do in my life today is really just want to do things and work with people that I really mess with, that I really like, that I really want to be around, that are like-minded. You know, all these things. And it makes it so much easier when you are around individuals that way. And so it was the greatest part of my basketball career, those 4 years, to get up every day and know I'm around like-minded people that we all are trying to accomplish the same things. And the chemistry, we were the Heatles. Like, we sold out every state that we went in, not even just the arena. Like, we sold out the hotels and people was buying rooms to stay in hotels. Like, we were doing so much. And so to be able to go through your basketball journey and have those 4 years where, you know, you actually are who you think you are, you know what I mean? Like, we were a show, and we did it together as brothers. And the relationship we had, it just continued to keep building. And so we had so much fun doing it. And I gave about 5,000 points to Lobs to LeBron too, by the way. I could have had about 27,000 points if I ain't played with Bron.
So speaking of which, with the Lobs, you know, you talk about AJ Brown and Devontae Smith recreating your lob as a celebration.
Yeah, that's called
touchdown. I mean, what is that like? Because every time I see a Bron and D Wade shirt, it's that. Like, that is etched in my mind.
Oh, that epic.
So did you just do it? You just did it?
I just did it.
Just did it?
Okay, so it don't matter how many times I say this, people don't understand that was not a lob.
So what were you?
It was a bounce pass. I didn't throw a lob to LeBron on that play. I threw a bounce pass, and then I did this to the crowd. And the reason I did that because we was back in Milwaukee, where my jersey is hanging in the rafters as a Marquette player, and they was booing us. And I'm like, y'all don't boo. This ain't what happens when I come to town. And so I was like, oh, okay. So when I threw it back, I know what Six gonna do. And I just was like, what? And they caught that picture, which was cold.
I, to this day, thought it was a lob.
It was a bounce pass.
That's
That'd have been a crazy lob, though, if I'd have.
Yeah.
That'd have been a little hard.
But you're Flash, so yeah. I didn't doubt it.
But it don't matter how many times I said, people still gonna say that was a lob.
Well, you must know where I'm going with this because you talked about retired jerseys. And you've got your jersey retired at Marquette, got your jersey retired as a Heat. What is that like when you're standing there and you're watching your jersey go up into the rafters? Flashback, you weren't a heavily recruited high school athlete. You're known to talk about that. You didn't come up as like this heralded superstar out of high school. You worked your way at Marquette, and you all were in the Final Four, and then you went on and declared early to the draft. But what is that like having gone through your grind, your experience, your journey,
And
to then now see both of those jerseys hanging in the rafters?
You see the work, you see the sacrifice. Like when I'm watching a jersey go up, I'm seeing everything that was unseen, the unseen hours. You know, everything that the fans got a chance to see, that was great. It was good for them. But the hardest part of the whole journey was what you did not get to see. The injuries, you know, the getting the call that I'm gonna be a father at 20 years old. You know, the divorces, the lawsuits, like everything that you endured, that you went through. That's what you're looking at go up in them rafters. And so for me, man, it's overcoming. It's my story. And each time, each stop, I want to give you my best version of me. And when you're able to walk away, and you know this because we're here with, you got more awards than I have and more things going on than me, to be able to be great and where every stop that you've been at from middle school all the way to, you know, to the last place you played, they want to put your jersey in there. That means that not only you were a great athlete, but that means you was a great person. That means you represented yourself and the organization or university or whatever it was to the highest of the high. So much respect when they decide to put that jersey up in the rafters. And so for me, I just see the journey throughout and just understanding, just being very proud of myself. Like you got to pat yourself on the back sometime because as athletes, we don't, right? We just got to push through. We just got to get to the next game. We got to get to the next play. We got to get to the next day. But in those moments, yeah, you get to pat yourself on the back from the journey.
I don't have a statue. I don't have a statue. So we want to be up here talking about all the things that Candace had. I don't have a statue.
You ain't got one at Tennessee?
That's next. No. That's next level. When you have a statue that is etched in stone and it will be there, and it'll be something that you can take your kids, your great grandkids, all of those things.
You know I am. First of all, my grandkids not gonna know anything about Naismith, James Naismith. They're gonna think I invented basketball. This statue was the first statue ever invented. I invented basketball. My story is gonna be crazy when I get older.
Well, tell me about the statue. Tell me about the process.
Yeah.
Enlighten me, because I don't know what that's like.
You will. What was cool about the process for me, we are, two kids from Chicago. We have Chicago ties, and we grew up knowing and seeing Michael Jordan's statue that he got in 1992, 93, the coldest statue ever. When I got opportunity to do my statue, I only wanted one person to do my statue, and it's the same person who did Michael Jordan's statue, because I never would even knew about a statue. It's not something that was in our path or something you can have until I saw Michael Jordan have one. And so to be able to go down to Chicago, I had about 4 or 5 visits. I spent at least 3 to 4 hours each time, and to be able to create this statue from wires to clay, and then eventually into bronze. It was an amazing experience to go through. I think the one thing of it all that was so emotional as I was forming my own is Kobe and Gigi statue was getting created right next to mine. And so I felt I didn't know what to feel. I had so many emotions to be able to look at something that, I know will be around long after I'm here, but I'm sitting here watching my brothers not getting a chance to go through the same experience. And so to be able to experience something in that magnitude, I feel so blessed and I feel so lucky to have been able to do that. Yeah. And also too, I just got to say this, what people want to do in this world we live in, people want to take your moments away from you. When my statue got unveiled, people took my moment away from me. People take moments and they make them jokes. They make it funny. They make it all these things. And that was a big moment for me for so many reasons. And they try to take my moment. You know what I mean? That's what people will do to us. They would take your moment. And so the process was so incredible. And I'm so blessed to be one of the ones to say that he's experienced, what that was. And I got a chance to see it.
But D-Wade, you don't let people take your moment, because you don't ever let people take your joy.
They tried.
Do you know what I mean? They tried, but the way that you have always walked, and this is one thing that I have respected about this man constantly, and I always tell you this, like through text, whenever I see you. If I haven't said it this weekend, I probably will later after I beat you in spades. I respect him because D-Wade is who he is, and he is unapologetic for the way that he operates. And I just love that about him. I love that you do not let things change you. And that has been something that I have noticed from back in our days. And I know this might be like something really small, but as a college kid, I didn't have NIL. Like I was eating Papa John's for pregame meals and things like that.
Facts.
I went to the ESPYs in 2005. No, it was 2006.
Okay, yeah, I was
Because it was heyday.
Yeah,
like it was like
I was him. Let's
D
go.
Wade was him.
Take me back.
Right? And my brother and him share the same agent, and Hank was like, "Hey, D Wade, take care of AP's little sister."
Yep.
And so I get to the ESPYs and he's like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "What? I got 2 older brothers. I'm good." Like, you know, he has always stepped into that role. So I get back to college and he sent me a D Wade sidekick edition. And it had the little basketball grip on the back, and I still have it. Like, it is still in my office in my little trinket drawer because it was such a small thing. I mean, I became the woman on campus because I had it. Nobody else had it.
Cool.
And I was one of the first to have it. But it's just stuff like that you meet people, and I know it's something small, but it meant a lot to me. And so I just want to say I'm grateful for the person that you are, that you always show up for people that you love. You have showed up for me in ways I can't even explain. So sorry not to get, but I feel like you should give people their flowers.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
It's my dog. We eat Hi-Ho burgers when we get back.
Oh, we're going to eat some Hi-Ho burgers.
Eat some Hi-Ho burgers.
You guys have not been up
kids.
on Hi-Ho. We're trying to get this sponsored by Hi-Ho cheeseburgers. You are a podcaster in retirement. I'm a podcaster. Something we love to do is we love to make guarantees. So I would love for you to play a rapid fire game of guaranteed, presented by AT&T Guarantee.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll say a statement and you have to finish it off with guarantee, like Chuck.
I gotta say guarantee?
No, you have to guarantee it. So tell me what you guarantee.
Okay, all right.
The Heat are guaranteed to
talk about Heat culture.
AK, he doesn't know if they're going to make the playoffs this year.
But
Okay.
they guarantee to talk about Heat culture.
Okay. LeBron and Luka are guaranteed to
Sell a lot of jerseys.
the NBA.
Keeping this real surface.
Okay, I see that. The NBA finals are guaranteed to look like.
Huh? Say it again.
Who's going to be in the NBA finals?
Oh. Why you ain't just ask that?
Because it had to fit with the guarantee. That's why it had to go with the flow of the show. You understand?
All right. Boston Celtics in the East versus who?
What?
Oh, because y'all got Jimmy now, y'all. Y'all like, I got Boston winning it all.
But there's two
I don't
teams.
like Boston neither.
But there's 2 teams that have to compete. So what?
I know. See, I'm having a hard time.
Okay.
I wanted to say OKC, right? But also
They have the best record in the league.
I know, but also getting to that level, they haven't been at that level yet. They lost in the second round last year.
To Luka, who went on to play in the final. Okay, I'm done. This is your guarantee. This is your guarantee.
This is us on TV.
But
you
you
see
have
that
to-
this is how
But you have to pick because you said OKC is not.
I'm
but
thinking.
Who is?
I'm thinking.
Okay.
We're gonna keep it at
Well-
Boston OKC.
Okay. So we.
We keep it there.
All right. And
Boston being the champs.
what is one thing you and Shaq are guaranteed to get in an argument about?
Nothing. We guarantee not to get in an argument about nothing. We haven't gotten one argument. I'm not arguing with that big dude. What we argue about?
That's why I was like, I'm in the studio with y'all.
What did we
But
argue
all right,
about?
that's your answer. Okay. So let's talk about ownership because this is something that you have blazed a trail in. I want to go through a few investments and I'm taking his lead on these type of things because from a business standpoint, I looked at Magic Johnson, I looked at Kobe, and now I'm looking at you based especially off this list. Co-owner of Utah Jazz, co-owner of the Chicago Sky, co-owner of Real Salt Lake MLS, ownership stake in Utah Hockey Club, NHL, which, had you been to a hockey game before that?
One.
Okay. Cool. So you know the rules of like the 3 lines and all that stuff?
No, I was learning that while
You
I
were
was at the
learning
game.
it? Okay.
I was at the game like, what? So what do they
So
do?
what are we Yeah.
Yes.
Why are they subbing all of their players? Okay. Owner of Wade Cellars, which is amazing, by the way. I'm a wine drinker. I love it. And it's specializing in California cabs. Owner of 59th and Prairie Entertainment Production Company. A lifetime partnership. Dang, lifetime. With Li Ning. Goodness. Okay. So explain, was this something that you just ended your basketball career and you were like, you know what? I'm gonna just dibble and dabble over here. How did this journey in the business world begin?
It probably started when I was 27, actually, when I tore my shoulder up and I had to have knee surgery in the same year. Just being somebody who was like, oh, okay, so this can be taken away from me. That's when Hank and Lisa and myself started the business journey. And a lot of it, if you guys know, is a relationship journey. You know what I mean? Like you can know a lot, but you better know a lot of people. And, you know, I started the journey to build relationships. I ask so many questions. And so whenever I'm around somebody, I'm just asking them all kind of questions about what they do that I don't do because I don't know. I've mastered basketball. I have a master's in basketball, as you do as well. And so that journey started at 27 for me. So when I got done playing basketball at 37, I had built up enough. I built up enough relationships, and I was able to now tap into those relationships. And you know, the first one that I would say took a chance in a sense was Utah, was the Jazz. When it came to the big investments that we normally don't get an opportunity to get into or get a chance to see. And it was a relationship that I built with Ryan Smith, you know, by some camps that I was hosting and also golfing and things of that nature. And for someone to come and see value in you, I think is the thing that I appreciated most, because when you retire and leave the game, you don't know. You have no idea because you put so much into something. And so you don't know, you know, what your next, you know, move necessarily would be from a purpose standpoint. Like, what am I going to do that gives me purpose and how people are going to view me? And so Ryan coming in and showing me the value of how he viewed me really gave me confidence to continue to keep going in these other investments. And so just trying to diversify too. Just trying to be like me, trying to be like I am, and not just be, you know, one thing. So to do all those things and to be involved in all those things, you got to have an amazing family. And so I have an incredible family that supports me. I have an incredible team that supports me. And so, yeah, I'm trying to be a leader of the pack. As you said, we had Cole, and we're always looking at Cole like, okay, he doing it. And then we don't have Cole. And so I look at it as a responsibility for the next generation that's coming out to say, look at the way D-Wade's doing it, and then give you guys the confidence to go out there and put on and do y'all thing. And so I'm glad that I'm able to, you know, to do those things that is like kind of trailblazing in some way, in some ways.
Some ways.
In some ways.
No, in a lot of ways.
Yeah, so. Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
And I think I'm appreciative.
And in a way, I want to segue into my favorite part of you. I said, you know, you being who you are and being consistent. Yes, that's the second though, because my favorite is you as a father. And we have these conversations about our kids all the time.
All the time.
Our kids go to school together, and we literally will meet each other at Hi-Ho Cheeseburger. Yeah. I'll run into him with a big old double cheeseburger and we'll have conversations about our kids. And I think that's what we've always done.
Yeah.
What can you say about how they changed who you are and how you look at the world?
You know, I think the one thing that's so great about our kids is we get a chance to see all the best versions of ourselves in them, you know? You know, it's just something real and raw and pure about kids. It's nothing fake, it's authentic. And I'm able to see that through my kids. And, you know, one thing I've been able to do is, first of all, I'm proud that, you know, my lineage will go on when I'm not here. I'm proud to know that, you know, there's gonna be some people that look like me out here when I'm gone. I'm happy about that.
There's a lot of people that look like you.
I'm a narcissist, everybody.
Everybody, yes. That is one thing. Your genes are very strong. You're right.
I'm in love with my kids. You know, like I love the fact that I have this opportunity to leave an imprint, in their lives, on their lives. And I wake up every day trying to do that in all the facets. And so I'm really just in love with my kids. I'm so thankful to be, it's an honor that I was chosen to be a father. We all know that it's not something that is chosen for everyone. And so I have a 23-year-old son and I have a 6-year-old daughter in between. And so I've been blessed to be a parent pretty much my whole life. And it's given me purpose. It's made me understand what my why is. It's given life the purpose of being bigger than yourself. And it's great for everyone who lives life and focus on yourselves. Please do that. Please focus on you and learn who you are. But when you're able to find something that's bigger than you and give you purpose, you just want that. And I love that. So I just want to be, as much as I can be, involved in my kids' lives, but I don't run their life in a sense of I try to make them like me, or I try to make them someone they're not, or somebody they're not. I understand that, I'm a facilitator. I truly am. And so I'm just trying to facilitate.
Y'all, I just want you to know we had all these, I could talk to this dude
we could talk all day.
We could talk for 4 hours up here. So excuse me while I jump, because we are in the Bay, and I do owe you all a question about Jimmy Butler.
Bay Area.
Who y'all just acquired. I had a whole other questions of parenthood and all that stuff, but we'll get some wine and talk about that at a different time. But what do you think that Jimmy Butler, or Jimmy Buckets, is gonna bring to the Golden State Warriors?
First of all, I like the move for Golden State. I really like it for Steph. I'm a Steph Curry fan. And to be able to be at this point in Steph's career, in Draymond's career, after everything they accomplished, you don't want to see them losing like we saw. You don't want to see Steph not having fun with the game. Steph is infectious with his energy. And you can see it was kind of getting zapped away. And so what Jimmy brings, he's bringing life. He brings for that team, he brings another guy that, can do something different. Like Steve Kerr said, he can get to the line 13, 14, 15 times a night. You can go to him to slow when the game slows down. He's great because he doesn't need the ball to be effective.
Great cutter.
He's a great cutter. He's a great offensive rebounder. He's a great post player, mid-post player. He's great in pick and rolls with the ball, without the ball. Obviously, we know he's ferocious on defense when he wants to be. So he just brings so much that's a little different than what we've come to see with Golden State. And I think everybody was, hoping to see the same version of what you saw. But Jimmy brings just a total different element to that team that scares you when you want to say a OKC or one of those teams will make it, because you got
hey guys.
You got some veteran guys down there that was going to be in that bottom side, that bottom half, and you got some young teams that's trying to accomplish something at the top. And so it's going to be very interesting to see, who's going to come out on top. Is it going to be the old dogs, or is it going to be the young bulls? We will see.
Well, listen, learning to win is definitely a skill. That's what
I'm talking. That's why I was afraid to say OKC.
It is. All right, we're gonna do one more segment, and it's called "Who Said That."
Not me.
I'm going to read a quote about you that somebody said, and you have to tell me who said it.
Wait, you ain't gonna give me no multiple choice, no A, B, C?
I can give you a few clues.
Right.
It's a teammate of yours from back in the day. All right. So it starts with, he's not humble by far. When Dwyane gets on the court, I can see the hunger in his face. He wants to win. He doesn't take prisoners. He wants to kill you.
That's a player or a coach?
That's a player. That's a teammate of yours that you actually spoke about today briefly. He talks a lot of junk. Talks a lot of mess. Old school. Just got into it with KD, actually, talking back and forth.
GP, okay. All right. Okay, GP. GP said that about me?
Yeah, Gary Payton in 2006 said that about you.
He said I wasn't humble?
He said he's not humble, but he also said by far. So I'm just reading what it says. But anyway,
dang.
This episode of the
wait, what was that? What's that supposed to be? That was a compliment?
My producers tell me I got to rap.
We got to have a part 2 to this one time.
This episode of the Trophy Room was brought to you by AT&T Connectivity you depend on, backed by the AT&T Guarantee. D-Wade, thank you so much for doing this.
Sis,
I can't wait to do this again. You all, thank you so much for joining us.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
Love.
Thank you.
Ooh.
You said you ain't humbled by far.
I'm like, what was that? By far is crazy.